Hello, this is Hope Rosky with the Wedding Show. Yes, my set has changed, and you know what? Everything is just coming up roses for me. Anyway, I am so thrilled to have Nita Sanchez here. Nita, welcome to the show.
Thank
It was
you.
so great to have you on the Wedding Show. Nita is with the Painted Table. You are the lead florist there, correct?
Correct.
And oh my goodness, I can't even begin to tell you between the fragrance and the beauty that we're seeing here today, here in the studio. It's just incredible. So, Nita, I wanted to ask you, how long have you been a floral designer?
Well, I started when I was 12 years old.
12.
Because it was my sister. That's what she does, and she does that to this day. So growing up, of course, we hated it, because I mean, it was something we had to do. So now that I am doing it on my own, I really appreciate the fact that she pushed me on this because I love it. I enjoy it.
That's
Yeah.
great. Now, how much older is your sister from you?
Okay, so she would be 6 years older than me.
So she basically started when she was 18.
Yeah.
And then she encouraged you to get into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was that sibling, I don't want to do it type of a thing.
Yeah, it was me and my other, she's older than me, but we were the youngest. And, she would do it for all types of banquets. And we're talking up to 100 tables. And
Wow.
so it was something that, okay, I need you to help me.
And she was only 18 at the time.
At the time. And she would say, I promised you I'll buy you pizza. And
Nothing like teenage bribery, right? It's like, hey, I'll buy you pizza if you do, like, help me out these 100 tables.
yeah, and it was just torture. I felt like it was, but now, I talk to her over the phone almost every other day, and I share pictures with her, and I'm like, Joe, if it wasn't for you, I think because we have a lot of talent in our family, and we have the eye for it. So now you have to have the passion for it, and I do. I enjoy it.
And I think we can see this, I mean, right here in the studio. Maybe I'm looking at the one right directly in front of me over here, and I'm just blown away by the artistry and the colors. Can you tell us a little bit about what you have in the arrangement? And
Yeah, we have some Cali lilies over here on this one. And then
And I'll
what
try to turn.
I love to use green, the greenery. I
Yes.
love to use lemon leaves because it's a lot of filler. And then we have the white roses, of course, and then we have the purple misties that you see there.
well, we were talking about the misties, right?
Yeah.
So, back in the day in the 80s, we would call that baby's breath.
Right.
Okay, so now we're like past the baby's breath point, and we're in misties. And misties typically were coming in white, but you also said they come in some other colors too.
Yes, they come in pink, and they come in purple. More like in the lavender, like the light colors, which I really, really appreciate and love working with.
Yes, and it's great because it does add that splash of color as well. So as I'm looking around, how would you describe your aesthetic? I mean, how would you describe your artistic aesthetic?
I love beauty. I love working with color. I love how I design it. It's just, I appreciate it, and basically I connect, and I've shared this with somebody, that I connect my heart and mind together when I'm building floral, and that's just how I come up with my own designs.
No, I mean, and that's very, obvious and apparent. I'd love to take a picture of just a few of the photos. I mean, of course, we have the beautiful arrangements live here, but tell us a little bit about this one right here that we're seeing. Because this one, it looks like you have like a whole bunch of different arrangements, and you have beautiful colors in there. What are the blends of colors that you have, and the florals that you selected for that?
I think what I went with was with whoever our client for that one. A lot of times we go with their inspo pictures.
Okay.
And then we look at what they want, something exactly like that or close to that. So then I go and pick whatever, what they want.
For the inspiration.
For their
Okay.
inspirations.
Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at another one, please. Oh, I see one that's coming up. And look at that. Here
This
comes
one-
the bride.
Yes, this one was in around October. She picked her floral to go with fall, and so this one I was really shocked too, because it was, with her inspo picture, she was very happy because it looked exactly like her inspo picture.
That's great.
So that made me really happy, and it was really fun to design her floral.
I bet. And you could tell by the look on her face. She was
Yeah.
thrilled with the
Yeah.
work you created. Let's take a look at the next one. Oh, I love this because I love tropical, and I noticed that you used a pineapple here.
It's-
Tell me a little
right,
bit about that. That's
Right. Well,
great.
this was a Hawaiian party, and this was their centerpieces, and they wanted real pineapple. So basically, is what I did: scraped it out, and
Oh
then
my
put
goodness.
oasis in the center of it, which kept the oasis moist. So it worked
Oh,
out
wow.
perfectly. And then you just design the flower around, which of course, once again, it was her inspo photo that. And basically, that's what we try to
It's
do.
become mine now, too. I love
Yeah.
it. I just love that vibe. What do we have next? Okay, now I see that now what's interesting here is the integration, from what I see, of the cake, and looks like little cupcakes, but you integrated floral with
right,
that.
because a lot of times when we're doing floral, and then they go with the cake design, and they want the exactly same floral on their cake to go with a theme. And a lot of times we do use a lot of organic floral.
Oh, that's great.
Right, so we can put it on, on your cake, or when it's closer to the food, we want to make sure that it doesn't interact on food itself.
Okay,
So,
and we do have one more here. And this looks like a beautiful table setting right here. And what's interesting is that, when you're sitting across from people, and I mean, I'm sure you can address this, people put these really big bodacious.
Yeah,
Why?
right.
We've been taught, in floral arranging class, keep it low.
Right.
And I'll let you share as to why, so everybody understands you keep it low because.
so you can see each other across the table.
Yes.
And sometimes if they are high, then you have these pillars that you can use that you could still see each other, and then they're right on
Oh,
top.
so if they want that big kind of pillar.
Right, right.
Okay, and we have one more. And tell me a little bit about this arrangement
This
here.
one was fun. This is actually was in a basket, and this was something that the bride's mom wanted for us to do, and so I designed it too, which was my first time ever designing these huge baskets, and this was fun to do because you're dealing with so many colors and so many
Yes.
beautiful floral and greenery, and it just came out.
So, everybody has like favorites, like a favorite flower. What are the flowers that you like to work with as a florist? I mean, what are your easier flowers to work with?
Roses, very easy, but it's the basic. Everybody likes roses, but I think I like to deal with different other type of floral now because it's a challenge for me.
What are can you tell me a little bit about that?
I think more of the orchids and more of the lilies, and there's so many out there that I'm even to this day is learning more and more. But it's an awesome challenge for me because, like I said, I enjoy building this.
Going back, you love what you do and you do what you love. And then it doesn't seem like work. It seems
Right.
like a joy.
Oh, yeah.
Now, one of the things we talked about, we discussed your pictures, and people can also go online, correct, and take a look at your work. So what do
Correct.
they need to do to go online and look at some of your beautiful work?
It's on our website,
Okay.
so they can do that. Or if they come into our showroom, we do have binders
Oh,
that
okay.
that have our pictures in there, and they could see. You know, if they're not sure what they want to do, or they don't have any inspo pictures, then we kind of help them out on that.
Okay, so I think that's great because sometimes you may see things on a website, may be limited, but then when you come in to the painted table, they can sit down with you, look through some of the binders that you offer, and really get into what you have to offer. So, do you also provide, besides, we see the beautiful flowers, so what other type of decorations then do you provide to go with the flowers?
We do have a lot of vases that we deal with, and we also have a in-house comforter that does bills, you know, wooden vases or
Wow.
or whatever. We try to accommodate them. Whatever they want, it's okay. We can do it.
See, and I just look at these bottles and I just think, you know, it's so simple, but it just becomes so elegant just with the littlest, you know, mist and the rose and, you know, the calla lily. It adds an elegance to it. So what are some of the things like on the day of the wedding? There's so many logistics. Tell me a little bit about some of those that you're dealing with as a florist.
Well, for me, it could start before the day of, and I do if it's less than I want to say 10 centerpieces, I'd rather build them like the day of, so they're nice and fresh. But if we're dealing like with 25 pieces, I start the day before, and you're still going to get them nice and fresh, and the roses are going to be able to open, you know, and there's just so much preparation that you like. Today I built this one, but if we're dealing with 5 of those, you know.
So, like, how long would it take you to create something like this beautiful piece here?
Today I did it pretty fast, and I would say it took me less than I don't know, I want to say less than an hour to build this.
And that's
Because
to
I was
me,
just
I'd be
going-
well. I mean, I think for anybody else, we'd be there for days trying to figure out. But you know, it's we were talking about, you know, again, the height and knowing how do you like imagine where things go and how to.
Well, in my mind, I like to do everything symmetrical. So and then you could still not. You can, you know, drive out of line. You know, because I try to make it. You know, you try to
go
make
out
it,
of the box just a little.
because you want to play safe,
Right.
You know, but then I'm learning. Hey, this looks good a little higher, you know, and so that's how I deal with it. So
And that's great because you can play around with it,
yeah,
correct?
you
And
can.
I think that's amazing. So, you know, I really so highly impressed. So you do weddings, and what are some of the other events that you do as well as a florist?
We do baby showers. We do bridal showers. We do tea parties. We've been doing a lot of, unfortunately, celebration of life.
Okay.
And you know, I don't know. It's becoming more and more, you know, unfortunately. But you know, we try to make it even for those kind of events, to make it, you know, beautiful for them also. And
Right. And I was going to ask you too, so as you're creating, and we saw the beautiful bouquet that you created, do you play off of that for like the boutonniere for the groom? And like, how do you then develop from that the bridesmaids bouquet, or like even if you have male on, you know, on the female side, and, you know, there's just, everybody's just kind of seeming more open and.
right, everything is gonna flow the same, you know, unless they say otherwise. But all the floral, everything is exactly like. Of course, the bride's bouquet is going to be a lot larger, and then you have the mini bouquets for the bridesmaids, and then you have the boutonnieres, and then you have the corsages that you do, but it's all going to be coordinate like together. It's all going to be the exact same floral.
Well, and especially I know you like your symmetry and you like things to be a certain way, and I think that that makes it a lot easier, you know, all the way around. But if somebody wanted something unique, you're open to doing.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
great.
I think that's great if if they want something different and something unique. I've been recently putting together even in our floral fruit lemons.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So, I mean, that's something that I just started, which Jeremy, the owner, he encouraged me. And I'm like, that I did one the other day and it came out so beautiful. Just adding the lemons to that centerpiece, it was beautiful.
That's great. And, you know, I mean, just everybody at the Painted Table who we've had here has just been fantastic. And to have directors that, you know, such as Rod and Jeremy, who just let you go ahead and be creative like that is just absolutely fabulous. Well, Nita, if you can just tell us, what is your website over, how can people reach you then at the Painted Table?
Well, it's the Painted Table
Catering.com.
.com.
And then they can just link onto the floral portion of it.
They should be able to link on that, but like I said, feel free to come into our showroom and you'll see pictures there too.
And then there's nothing like experiencing it live like I am right now. So Nita Sanchez, thank you so much for coming on the wedding show today. I appreciate you being here. This is Hope Rosky, and we will see you next week on the wedding show. Make it a great day, and again, stay dry. And if you have to get around, you may want to get out that little floaty and just no, just kidding. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next week.